which means, of course, only one thing. It's Supreme Awards time. The Resene Overall Supreme Award is the judge's choice. This category is open to entries from any sector. So let's get John from Resene back up here to do the honours. John Durandis, ladies and gentlemen. Now, such was the class on evidence this year. We have a highly recommended. And the highly recommended award goes to The Family Batch by Simon Allfrey Architects. The judges said exterior variation of forms and timber treatments creates a pleasing group of buildings in a stunning remote context. The interior exposed twin-skin cross-laminated timber, prefabricated panels, and it was awesome! Speech. You're allowed to say a little thing.
Speak. Oh, look, this is fantastic. I'm absolutely thrilled. We started this project about a little over 2 years ago, but we started construction on site, I think it was the 18th of January last year, and we had our first weekend as a family in there at the end of April. So it was about 13 weeks from start to finish. And I mentioned to Pam earlier that the power of prefabrication, especially when you're building an hour and 40 away from a major centre, is something that really attracted us to using timber. I thought that graph that was up here earlier, looking at the maturity of our industry, was quite interesting, because I think prefabrication is still at sort of the far end. We really need to be making sure that our colleagues understand it and they're actually willing to work with it, and they trust that when something's going to be specified and told, and it's going to turn up on time and on site with the right materials, right size, all that kind of thing, and just let things happen. So perhaps go home and push prefabrication. Thank you.
Well done to the family batch there. And now for our supreme winner of the night. The winner of the Resene Supreme Award for 2018 is He Tohu Document Centre, Studio Pacific Architecture. And here's what the judges said. Excellent showcase for digital technology and computer numerically controlled milling. The result is a fitting place of reverence and taonga, the creation of a sacred space that is both respectful of its contents and a fitting tribute to the documents it houses. It is a stunning, sophisticated and sensory environment created using prefabricated pieces and parts. He Tohu Document Centre by Studio of Pacific Architecture.
Thank you. I don't think I'll give quite as long a speech this time. I didn't really expect to be standing here for the second time. But I know that I forgot to say a couple of things, one of which was that when we started on the design journey here, we had a blank slate, but we had thought we would work with timber. And when you look at this building, the floor is timber, the ceiling is timber, the roof is timber, the walls on the interior and the exterior are timber, the frame is timber, and the intermediate pieces in between, they're also timber. So other than a few nails and a few bits and pieces, there isn't much else than the product that we're talking about mostly here in this room, in that building. The other thing I did forget to mention was that we had an amazing client in the National Library and the Department of Internal Affairs and in Archives New Zealand. And they went to enormous lengths to talk to people who have got an intimate connection with the treaty, with whakaputanga and with the suffrage petition, so that the space and the things that we did were organised to suit and to respect all the wishes as much as we could of the people who came before us and created the documents that we've put into that space. So without them, we wouldn't have created the building that we have. So thank you. Thanks very much.